All right, you ready, Travis?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm ready. Welcome to Why Rush Racing. This is Enduro Talk. I'm Charlie Hawkins, and today I have with me
Travis Renaud.
Travis, welcome. Thank you. And I guess I slightly interrupted your workout routine for your race stuff and all that. Thank you for making the time to come on here. I appreciate that. So I know you top-level racers, well, I know for me at least, as being a fair to middle and B racer, fitness and conditioning is something I always need to work on. I can't imagine trying to go 3+ hours.
Yeah, it's a little challenging sometimes. I work out twice a week at Big Time Results.
Okay.
And that's really helped a lot. Yeah.
Okay.
I used to be about 2 hours. I would take a really bad crash.
Okay.
And most of the time on the bike also, but physically I would crash really hard.
Oh.
So just be totally drained.
Yeah.
And just make for a really long other hour for a GNCC. So.
Absolutely. And not only that, but like, I think this last GNCC, it was like 3 hours and 20 minutes or something like that for you. So you kind of got the short end of the stick on the cutoff time.
Yeah, it was a long day. It was definitely a long day.
So those of you that aren't familiar with Travis Renaud, he does live in Southwest Missouri. You go to Fairgrove High School. Live in Stratford. You are part of the Yarborough, actually it says it right there on your shirt, Yarborough Industries family. And I asked him what he does there, and he says, I get to sweep a lot of floors.
I'm getting pretty good at sweeping, that's for sure.
I tell people this, I told you this earlier, but my dad's in construction as well, and I'm a pretty good floor sweeper. You know, I'm not a skilled carpenter or anything like that. And so later on in life, when I go to construction jobs, as an engineer, I have this urge to just grab the broom, and I see something.
Just got to sweep it up.
I want to clean it. But anyways, that's awesome. And then it seems like this is almost like the Maryville Power Sports show, because I've had pretty much. I haven't had Cole on yet, and
and James.
I've talked to James. James King was one of my first phone-in, like I think my second phone-in guest.
Okay.
That was when he was doing out King of the Motos stuff out in California.
That's cool.
But Maryville Power Sports again. I was out there earlier this week. Bought some stuff from Nick Queen out there.
Yeah.
And so they're awesome for our sport. And as I always like to say, support those that support us. The brick and mortar. It's not just Maryville Power Sports. There's others out there. I know, like for example, if you're doing the Missouri Hare Scramble series, Have you done the Missouris, the whole series ever? Or?
No, I don't think so.
No. But they have this thing called the Ironman Award. It's something that Surdike of Yamaha or Surdike Motorsports out of the Lake of the Ozarks, they do this thing. So if you race all, however many races, 9, 10 races, whatever.
There's a lot of them.
Surdike will give you a gift certificate for like $400, right? You got to pre-register, so it's too late now. They've already had 2 races, 1 or 2. And so, but they're giving out like $10,000 to racers for doing nothing more than going out and racing. They got to consistently race at all the races, but so there's support those who support you. And, that's what I'm going to say about that. And the Rocky Mountains and the motorsports or whatever. Awesome. A lot of stuff there. But you can order anything through there. You can order through your local store as well. So anyways, that's my 2 cents on that. I'll get my little soapbox. But no, so tell me a little more about you. How old are you?
I'm 17.
17? Yeah. So you're in high school?
Yeah, I'm junior in high school.
Junior. How are you liking it?
I'm ready for it to be over.
Over?
I mean, not high school, but this school year.
Oh, this year?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then, so do you do any other extracurricular activities at school or involved with school?
I'm in FFA.
Okay, yeah.
Also in FBLA, Future Business Leaders.
Yeah.
Also in SAD, Students Against Destructive Decisions.
Destructive decisions.
Yeah. Also in, I think that's actually it.
Okay. So part of FFA, I guess there's all kinds of stuff. Are you more of what do you do there?
Yeah. Well, I'm a sentinel, actually. I'm the sentinel of the FFA. I have no idea what that. I shake hands at the door.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I'm an officer, but
okay. You're the greeter.
I'm the greeter. That's my occupation.
Okay. So I mean, do you do any of the competitions like the cows, or do you do more of the crops, or any of the plant stuff, or more of the fabrication side?
Yeah.
Or?
Mr. Crutcher is my teacher there, and he wants me to do some of the mechanics side of competitions.
Okay.
So I think that'll start coming up.
If only you had access to a good machine shop.
I know, that'd be
right?
great. That'd make it a lot easier.
Yeah. So that's Yarborough. I mean, that's what they do. And so he has lots of
I have lots of access to
access. That's awesome.
the machine shop.
Cool. So and future business leaders, they do competitions as well where you try to come up with like business plans and stuff like that. And you're so you do that as well.
You get assigned like a company, and you got to come up with like a promotion and all that for it.
Right
for
on
the company. Yeah.
So and you still find time to get on your dirt bike and race and all that.
Oh definitely.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
How often, I guess, do you get on your bike?
A normal week, probably once.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't get to ride very much.
And that's not including the race day if you're racing that weekend?
No, I guess if it's a race day, then twice.
Okay.
Yeah, I ride probably about like a Tuesday.
Okay.
Sometimes Thursday. It really depends on the weather and like what I got. Like last week I had to do a bunch of bike work, so I didn't get to ride.
Oh. So do you have, that's one thing, I guess, do you have just the one bike or do you have?
I have a 250SX and the race bike, the 250S XCF.
Hold on. XCF is your race bike, and then the
bike.
SX
is my practice bike.
Okay, so that's a two-stroke.
No, that's SXF.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I got two 250Fs.
Yeah, right on. And then, so I guess, seems like there's kind of a trend, especially among you super fast dudes, of riding like an SX.
Yeah.
Is there an idea behind it, like the SX being on the training side and the XC being on the race side?
No, pretty much the SX was easier to find and buy. So
okay.
That's what we did.
It was available.
Yeah, they're hard. It's kind of hard to find an XCF. But no, I had ride the XCF during races because it had the bigger tank and the 6th gear and 18-inch rear wheel and all that. So
there's a 6th gear.
Yeah.
Or
maybe there is.
I don't know. I never get that far, so I don't know.
Oh, that's what you meant. I thought there was only 5 gears. I was like, dang it, I messed up.
Fourth, I think at Westphalia, they have that field next to the creek.
Yeah.
If you raced there. Yeah, you were there.
Yeah.
I think I might have gotten into 5th there, but it was frozen.
I remember that. That was very scary.
Scary as all get out. So
in the shade, if I remember right. Yeah, it's frozen.
Well, the whole place was frozen.
Yeah,
but that was the icy mutter. I don't know, somewhere in between. But no. Okay. So and then so you're going there, and then you're racing. Obviously, you're kind of in the points hunt for the lead. We have our final hillbilly this weekend.
Yeah.
In the AA class, you and Noah are kind of duking it out. And then, but outside of the hillbilly, what are you racing this summer or currently?
I think I'm gonna do the Moors.
Okay.
And whatever Missouri states I can get to.
Yeah.
And I think I'm gonna do the National Enduros.
Okay.
Or I think.
So you missed you've missed Sumter though because you're like row 105.
Yeah, I was row 105. We thought it was gonna be muddy.
Did Chris give you good tips on?
Yeah, Chris saved us on that. So basically we didn't have PayPal.
Yeah.
And it was every time we signed up, we were getting really frustrated because we'd sign up like 2 minutes late instead of a minute, and we'd get row like 110. So now we get row. Are we good?
Well, I just realized. Okay, so anybody that's watching, it says Vince Tantone. I apologize. I didn't fix everything. This is not Vince. This is Taylor.
I'm actually Travis still.
Travis? He's not even Taylor. This is Travis. Yeah, it's not Vince. I'm not going to fix that now. It is what it is.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
But anyways, so sorry I got tuned out.
No, it's okay.
So PayPal.
PayPal, and that helped us a whole lot. So now we get better rows. And last weekend I was on row 25.
Yes.
And then I got row 27 for the next one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you got this down.
Yeah, I'm getting a lot better at it, thankfully.
Awesome. Are you doing it yourself? Because I guess your dad was saying he was trying to do it on the cell phone.
Yeah, trying to do it on the. Yeah, it was just not working. It was not working at all.
You need to go to the. Do you have good internet at home or?
We go to the shop. We go to our bros.
Yeah, I was gonna say go to work, get that fast
computer,
fast internet, and do it. Cool. Because I guess 105, you said like forget it, not even gonna be there.
Well, we thought it was gonna be muddy, but ended up being perfect. So we pretty much just messed up a little bit. But I mean,
so you're still trying to chase the points?
I don't think we're gonna chase the points, but I think we're gonna just hit the ones that we can go to.
How many? Do you know how many drops you get? Do you get? I don't know.
I think you might get 2. I'm not sure on the National Enduros.
Okay.
I'm not sure on the National.
So there have been 3 or 2 National Enduros so far? 3. Right?
I think
So so you've done the other 2?
Yes. No, I have not done. Maybe there's just been 2.
Is it 2? Okay.
I've not.
So it's Sumter and then the alligator.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it is. That's it.
I think there is just 2. Yeah.
So last weekend or 2 weekends ago, how did you do?
Well, I started out feeling really good, and then I had some troubles, and didn't end up doing too hot.
You know what I'm going to show here, don't you?
Yeah, I think I know where this is going.
All right, let's. I don't know if anybody watches. So here's Travis. Let's just do it first time through.
Come on, bud. Come on, start, please. Come on. What the f? What's wrong with you?
This is
Come
awesome.
on, bud, please. Come on. Come on.
All right, so that's pretty much all we've done here. We actually can't hear what you're saying on the video, so you're done talking. I watched this video. Awesome. So what happened? Lead us up to that.
So we took off, and everyone was just kind of finding the spot.
Come on,
and
stop, please.
I'd gotten around
Come
James
on,
King,
what
and we were riding, and all of a sudden my brakes went out. Like,
What's wrong
I guess
with
first,
you?
how far into the race are we? Because
this is probably a mile and a half in.
I mean, of the whole race,
Yeah.
or just this test?
This is test 1.
Oh,
About
seriously?
a mile and a half in. Yeah.
So wait,
Come
you
on,
had?
bud,
Oh wow.
please.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you lost your brakes in the first.
Yeah. So what ended up
Okay.
happening is on my rear brake reservoir, there's this screw or the cap goes on. That cap came off, and all my fluid came out.
Like the bleeder?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So all my fluid came out, and I didn't have any brakes. And
would happen, yeah.
I just had a
Come on,
just
bud,
a
come on, start,
slow one, I
please.
guess that's what I
Come
called. My
on,
brain
what the
wasn't working. I thought I pumped them back up in this straightaway.
What's wrong with you?
And I go in, it kind of drops in. It's like this big banking corner, then it comes out, and I just completely blow the corner. And turns out there's a pond down there.
Please.
So I find myself in a whole bunch of water.
See any alligators?
I didn't. Luckily, I did not. That would have been a cool story, but
No story at all. No Travis.
I guess that's also true. But no, I'm trying to get my bike out, and I guess it gets full of water. And I take off riding, and bike's doing fine. I don't see any problems with it. I'm just riding, and all of a sudden it just shuts off. I'm like, this is weird. I don't know what's wrong with it. So I start it back up and keep going. I'm like, I don't know what's going on, and it acting really weird. And it shuts off again, and then about third time it shut off. I looked up, and there's a camera filming just what you guys saw. So,
Yeah,
perfect.
And what I loved about it is, he said, I don't know if you heard him or not, but it says, "Is this the end?"
Yeah, I thought.
And so I thought until about 10 minutes ago, you were saying, like the bike, right? You're talking to the bike.
Yeah,
like
everyone thought it was a bike whisperer.
Are you dead? Like, come on, bike. But no, what were you thinking?
No, I thought it was the end of the test. There was probably 4 guys standing there, and I don't know what I was just wishing for the best, I guess. I thought it was the end of the test, so I'm like, sweet, my dad's probably here. We can fix this, and we can keep racing. But turns out I was only about a mile in.
Oh.
So, yeah. So I had a little tantrum there that I was not proud of. I did not mean to represent myself that way, but anyway.
I think you handled it quite well. I mean, honestly, your bike's dying. You've already ran into a pond, and like there's this guy with a camera right on you.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you supposed to do? I don't know. I mean, the fact that that's exactly what I would have done, except for there's a camera there. You know, I mean, so
definitely, yeah.
So I mean, I wear the GoPro, and trust me, he bleeped it, so that you said something.
Yeah, was not proud of that.
Like what I do, and so that it's not obvious, is I just mute it.
That guy didn't do me that favor, unfortunately.
So a lot of people don't know what I'm actually saying, or that's saying something I shouldn't be saying because it's muted.
Yeah.
And so so there you go.
Yeah.
But no, I think you handled yourself quite well.
Thank you.
But no, yeah. So were you able to get back on the bike eventually? Or?
So actually, kind of a wild story. I took off running.
Oh, okay.
So the guy, I thought it was a 5-mile test. I'm like, well, I'm in shape. I can run. I cannot run that.
So you ran down the trail.
I started taking off down the trail.
You didn't ask the cameraman which way to camp or
There
something?
was a guy there with a 4-wheeler, and I asked him if he'd give me a ride home or give me a ride back to the truck, and he said no. So I was like, well, thanks. So I just took off running, and I didn't know what else to do.
You didn't ask which way is back? No?
It wasn't firing all cylinders up there. I wanted to race my dirt bike.
Straight up panic mode.
Yeah, that's about how it went. So I took off running. Down the trail. I was going to try and get to the end of the test. And I took off running. I got probably not a mile. I mean, maybe a mile. I don't know. I cut the trail quite a bit. And I saw a trail worker there, and I waved him down. He gave me a ride to the end of the test. And then I got off the bike with him, and I got on the bike with some guy who had just finished the test. I wish I knew who that was so I could thank him. But he was standing there. I was like, hey, man, can you give me a ride back to camp? He's like, sure. I didn't realize what I got myself into. This guy was very confident.
Oh, he was fast.
Yes, but no. He took off down the sand, and he's got this 250 just hung wide open, taking off down the sand. He's doing these like leans and all this. I'm like, oh no, we're gonna have a big crash here. So yeah, I was definitely praying.
Yeah.
But no, and we got back to the truck safely somehow, and unloaded the practice bike, and took off on test 2.
Okay. And then I guess your transponder, everything's on your helmet.
Yeah.
So when did you come back and get your bike?
At the end of the day.
Okay.
I just
So
went back and
did you
pulled
get scored for test 1 then? Or
No score. That's what messed my day up.
Oh, okay.
The rest of my tests were not bad. I think I would have won like 3 of my 250. I would have won 3 classes or 3 tests, and then I would have gotten like 4th or 5th in one, and then 3rd in another or something.
Yeah. How did I guess in what class are you racing in?
250A this year.
250A. Oh, of course. I was thinking. I wrote A200. I don't know what I was thinking, but and then okay, so that was last weekend, and then or 2 weekends ago. And this last weekend, you were at the GNCC.
Yeah, GNCC in North Carolina.
Yes, and I think you had a substantially better.
Yeah, a lot better day.
Well, I guess really outside of test 1, you had a pretty good day.
Yeah, I had a good day other than test 1 catastrophe.
Yeah, which is a major catastrophe. But I mean, it's I don't know. So I guess what did you have to do to get your bike ready for the Steel Creek? Did you have to? I mean, just brake work only?
No, well,
or is there something with the starter too? Or
no, it ended up being a major motor problem.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, so I did some work on it. Ended up being not a huge deal, but
water related or
yeah. I think the bike actually did really well for what happened.
Did your
to
oil come out kind of chocolate milk looking, or that's never
real
good?
Bad, yeah, real tan looking. It was it was not a good deal.
No, I would say
not a good deal.
And then a few things. If anybody's still watching this, who knows what's going on? I just want to say thank you for tuning in. Hopefully, I did something new this time around. Facebook Live. So you can actually watch this live on Facebook now. It's not just on YouTube. One thing I came to realize is that YouTube is awesome when it comes to live from a desktop, but it's not real mobile friendly. And so if you want to watch this on your mobile phone at home or wherever you are, you absolutely can now more easily on Facebook. Just go to Y Rush Racing, the page, and it's there. So you can watch that at any time. Of course, the podcasts as well. If you want to watch it on live, if you want to listen to it live only, you can actually, I believe you can still do Facebook. I think it's shared there live, and then audio as well. And then you can also go to Spreaker.com, type in Y Rush Racing or Enduro Talk or whatever, and you can find it there as well, so you can listen to it live. And of course, the way I think most people are actually consuming this is as a podcast later on down the road on the way to races. Check it out, and just listen to the race talk while you're going to a race, and that's kind of what this is all about. So lots of different ways. But what I'm thinking, if you're watching this now or doing whatever, did that solve the comment delay? I don't know, Sean, if it did solve the comment delay, but I'm watching it now, and I think it's going a little better. But I guess if you're watching this live, do me a favor. Go ahead, hit share, tell your friend, text a friend, do whatever. I think I have a pretty cool program going on here, and I want to share it with people. And I think you guys are out there enjoying it. So that let people know. I can only grow so fast, and I can grow a lot faster if you guys are out there helping me promote this as well. So anyways, that's my other soapbox. I only got like 5 more left to go here.
Perfect.
But anyways, so yeah, thank you. And that's okay. I lied. Not only one. So I did the blackjack. So 2 weeks ago, I did a blackjack. Now, when you were out at Alligator swimming in ponds, I was swimming in mud down in Arkansas, and no gators though. I was looking around for them, and so, but it turned out to be a huge mudder and all this stuff, and I got terrible video footage of it. A lot of mud is what I got on my camera, and then it wasn't mud; it was fog, which I really didn't enjoy riding in too much. Trying to go fast in a field where you can't see, and then your goggles. I had about half worn up, more 2/3 worn out tire. I was not having fun. Anyways, so I don't think I'm going to do a video for that race. If anybody's watching that and wants to know about it, okay, that's Travis. So, anyways, I just want to let people know that as well. This will be the first race I have yet to not make a race video. Like, of all the races I've done, there's been a bunch now. I've made a race video of every single race. I might put some little terrible video out just to say I've done it and not miss one. But it's been a week and a half and I haven't done it yet. So eventually I might get to it. I got it Hillbilly this weekend, and then that's going to get in behind. And so anyways, I don't know. If people are looking for it, that's what's going on. So Travis, we have a question for you here. It says from Dirt Pirate Racing. Travis, what is your favorite course to race?
Is this like
this
local?
Is for you. No.
Probably the GNCC in Indiana. Or
Ironman?
Ironman, or
really?
Probably any of the South Carolina GNCCs. Really.
GNCCs?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know. I think I just like rough open trail.
Because that's what I hear. I mean, I hear people liking the competition.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But they always gripe about how rough it is. But here you are saying, I like it.
Yeah, I like it. This weekend was really, really rough in North Carolina. I think they've been racing there for like 20 years or something.
Okay.
And it was really, really rough.
Yeah.
Like supercross whoops in the woods.
Seriously?
Yeah, it was rough. But I mean, it was fun, but it was rough.
Huh.
Yeah.
So that's a new. I'm sorry, you just kind of blew my mind with that answer. I would not expected you to say. Usually it's like an enduro. If we're talking about national or whatever, usually it's almost always been an enduro somewhere.
Yeah,
and,
I like the enduros. Yeah,
typically it's a little smoother and trail.
National Enduro in Florida was fun.
Yeah,
it was really fun. Yeah.
I guess one of those things is I forget the name of those routes. What are they called?
Palmettos.
What is that? I hear the word, but I don't know what it is.
It's like this stump. It's like about this big. I mean, obviously they're not all this big, but they can be like really, really big. And then just like the first time through, they're not terrible. But then when you get a bunch of bikes through them, they get like all shiny and whatnot, and they get like real rooty. Like the dirt in between them and everything gets dug out and whatnot. So they just get really, really rough.
Really?
Yeah.
And so
really
is that are there GNCCs that kind of have that kind of terrain, or is that more of just like the Alligator National Enduro and?
Yeah, I think that's more just a National Enduro thing. I don't remember them very much in GNCCs.
Okay. Probably a good thing.
Yeah, definitely a good thing.
Yeah.
Definitely a good thing.
Cool. So where were we? Sorry. My soapbox is all that. You are a really hard guy to get a hold of. I don't know if I've mentioned that at all. I've told you that earlier.
Yeah, I've been told that.
I was really concerned Travis wasn't going to be here because he kept asking me these questions, and I'm like sounding like you're going to be here, but you're never like, I'm going to be there. So I was like texting Travis, like, Travis, are you going to be here? Silence. I went ahead and posted the Instagram before I really heard a confirmation from him. I'm like, I think with that answer that he's going to be here.
Yeah.
But anyways, with that being said, do you have any social media or anything like that?
Yeah, I'm on Facebook and Instagram.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So like, I guess Travis Renaud on Facebook, and then what about Instagram?
It's like T_Renaud, so REYNAUD, and then _24.
_24.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, but if you message him or whatever, or comment on his cool photos, because I think I actually really like the one with you and your dad.
Yeah, I like to get one with me and my dad every race.
I like that.
Race. Yeah.
And at that race, you try to get one?
Yeah, I try to get him at every race.
Oh, every race.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And my dad. Yeah.
But I think that's cool.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed that photo. In fact, I used that on that's the one I used that's the one I used on Instagram. I don't know.
I think so. If I remember.
But anyways, he's a good follow. Is super. I mean, of course, any of you fast guys, you see pictures. I feel fast, but then I see pictures of me, especially videos of me, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm so slow. But no, you guys actually look fast, and so that's what's cool about following people that aren't me and people like Travis and of the world. See cool stuff. So yeah, Travis _ or Renaud _28, or just type in Travis Renaud. You'll find him on Instagram.
Yeah.
Not Vince Tantone, which it says on the bottom of the screen there. But yeah, so anyways, I think that's cool. And then do you have, we talked about some of your school interests. Do you do anything outside of, or any other hobbies that you have, or?
Yeah, I go bow fishing pretty often.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
we got a boat and whatnot.
I was not aware of the sport until recently.
Oh, really?
I was out in California. I moved back and I see these, I'm used to gigging, right?
Okay, yeah.
So it looks like a gigging boat, but it has like all these lights, and it's a huge platform. Like a gig platform is only as wide as the boat, really, and all these lights around it. But yours is much bigger.
Yeah, it's
out of curiosity, Stuart Baylor does bow fishing. Have you gone fishing or bow fishing with him?
I've not. I've not even talked to Stuart Baylor ever. I've been to his house, but I've never talked to him.
Oh man,
I know. Yeah, I'm sad.
We need to set that up.
Yeah,
because he's an avid outdoorsman.
Yeah,
and I think one of the YouTube videos that I think M. Raider or somebody put together, or what is it, catching up with the Baylors or something like that. I forget who did it. I think they had a thing where they were all going bow fishing or something like that. But no, I figured you guys, the outdoorsmen. So that's cool. And then there was like a bow fishing tournament. So I moved back from California to see these boats. I'm like, what the heck's going on? And there's like at Table Rock Lake, there's like a bow fishing tournament. So have you ever done those, or you just kind of do recreational?
No, just recreational, pretty much. Last year we got pretty good at it. And we were tossing around the idea of a competition, but we never did.
Yeah. So we talked a little bit about the Alligator National Enduro. We're getting ready to call Cody Barnes here in a bit.
Cool.
Tell me a little about, so your row was probably maybe the fastest row.
Yeah, we didn't mean for that to happen, but ended up being me, Cole Hensley, James King, and then Cody Barnes.
So Cody Barnes, we're going to find out a whole bunch about here in a minute. Super fast dude.
Yeah, very fast.
James King, we had like on episode 2.
Yeah.
Super fast dude. ISDE. He was a gold. He got the gold medal. I forget. I don't know what you call it exactly. And then Cole Hensley, if you're anywhere around here, or I don't know about. I know Missouri. Everybody knows who Cole is.
Yeah, everyone knows who Cole is.
I imagine probably nationally. Because he worked with Stuart Baylor. For a while.
Yeah.
And so I think he's probably pretty well known through the circles as well. But anyways, and Cole's definitely one of the fastest guys in the state, along with you and everybody else. So super fast. And I would love to see like a total, like a cumulative time of all the rows put together and see where road 25 is.
Yeah,
I bet it was right towards the top.
Yeah, it ended up being really fun. I was a little worried about it a little bit.
A little competition,
some roost or something, or them checking out and me feeling bad.
How did you guys work that out going off the start?
We I let both of them go, and they ended up being fast.
So both is who? Cody Barnes?
I guess all of them. I guess Cody obviously was out of the question. He was definitely going first, and then we let Cole go first, and then James went, and then I went. And in the first test, I passed James, and we were all riding together, and then I had the incident. And then second test, both of them kind of got away from me in the second test, and then I think the third and the fourth, we all rode together. And
because you can keep up with them. I mean, I don't.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you raced right there when you guys lapped me. Like, there's Cole, there's James, there's Travis.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But anyways, cool. Well, let's get to know Cody Barnes here just a little better. Hold on. Oh no, did I do that again? Dang it. So I'm gonna mute this. So, real quick, give me just 1 second here. Hopefully this time I dialed the right number. Or was it a couple weeks ago? I dialed the completely wrong number. There we go. Got a ringtone.
Hello?
Is this Cody?
Yeah, this is him.
Cody Barnes. This is Charlie Hawkins. I'm here with Travis Renaud. And thank you for coming on. I do appreciate it. Are you on the road or where are you at?
Actually, no, I'm at home. So I actually just got home from visiting some family now that I'm back in town in my home state. So, yeah.
Well, thank you for taking some time to join us. First of all, I want to say this is Cody Barnes. He just got done winning and racing last weekend the XC3 class at the GNCC Steel Creek. And so, yeah, XC3, he is a Beta USA factory rider. And not only that, but he is one of the few lucky ones that actually get to work in the industry full time as was at G2 Ergonomics. So, how are you doing? You must be feeling pretty good still because you've now gone 1-1 at the last two GNCCs.
Yeah, definitely. I feel good. Definitely shows me that all the preparation I did over the winter with Scott Plessinger definitely paid off. But biggest thing that I'm most excited for is just trying to keep the ball rolling, so to speak. With obviously with the confidence that comes with winning, and especially at Steel Creek, a place that I've never really excelled at. I haven't done bad there, but haven't, struggled for podiums at that place quite often. And to get a win there was, it really showed me that the hard work that I put in on the off season really paid off in my mind. And so, coming off back-to-back wins, it's awesome. The whole Beta USA team and my Beta 125 is working awesome. So I'm just looking forward to the whole rest of the season working with Beta and all the great people behind me.
Yeah. So out of curiosity, so you said Gary Plessinger. Is that any relation to Aaron Plessinger?
Yeah, so Scott Plessinger.
Oh, Scott, sorry.
Scott Plessinger is actually Aaron's dad.
Oh, really?
So, he's a two-time GNCC champion. So he definitely knows all about the GNCCs. Aaron grew up through the ranks of the GNCCs and then obviously went to Supercross. So Scott was, in my mind, was an excellent person to have train us. And I trained with Mike Wachowski, my teammate, and he races the XC2 class for Beta.
Yep.
And to have Scott, who has the GNCC background for the long, he knows what it takes to go that 3 hours, and then also have the fundamentals of what it took for Aaron to transfer over to Supercross with the cornering speed, form, and everything like that. And that was a really big help for me, was he really helped me with my form in my cornering and stuff like that.
Right on. So I guess, do you have any inside information on Aaron? How's his feet doing? Do you know that?
No, I don't really have any word on that. I haven't really talked to Scott too much about how Aaron is doing. I know I talked to him a little bit after Aaron had surgery, and I know he was recovering well, but I don't know anything as far as how he's doing and when he is expected to make his, get back on the bike or anything like that.
Yeah. So, Cody, how old are you?
I'm 19.
Oh, you're 19. Okay. And then, where is home for you?
Home is actually in Illinois. I'm from a town, Sterling. So we're around 2 to 3 hours away from Chicago. So we're kind of down towards the bottom a little.
So you're south of Springfield. How far from St. Louis are you then?
I'd say, if I had to guess off the top of my head, 5-6 hours maybe.
Oh, that far. Okay. So are you north of Springfield then?
Yeah, I believe so. Not 100% sure.
No, okay. Well, cool. So yeah, I've raced against you once, and by against I mean I was in the same race. So that was last year. Was it Memphis, or it was like right at the northern edge of Missouri? It was one of the OMAs. And and to be honest with you, Cody, this isn't pride or very good as being a media guy. I should know things, but I didn't know who you were. I hope you forgive me. And
no, I completely understand.
and so you were there, and Logan Lowry was there as well. Who he's not? Yeah, he's racing XC3, I think, in GNCC as well.
And, he's been to a couple, yeah.
And yeah, he hurt himself, and so he's just getting back on the bike. Mm-hmm. And so Logan obviously is a Missouri kid, and so I've always known Logan, and he's one of the fast guys. I mean, I got a super fast guy here next to me, but there's also Logan, and rarely do I see people at that point in front of Logan. And you come lapping me, and I'm like, who is this kid? And I was, and it turned out to be you. And so, because I asked Logan, I'm like, after the race, I'm like, who was that other guy that was in front of you? And he's like, oh, that's Cody. And he's like, he's a super ripping dude. I think you said out of Illinois. It's you're kind of more. We were more in your territory up there than
but a little
than down here in Southwest Missouri. So, but anyway, so that was my introduction to Cody Barnes. So ever since then, I've kind of kept my radar on you because just it's people I kind of know a little better. I don't know about you, Travis, but is people I like to follow. Like that's why I've always been a Stuart Baylor fan, is because he came down and did the Ozark 100 miler, and so like I want to follow Stuart because he's been down here.
Yeah.
So anyways. Awesome. Welcome. I'm glad you could join us. Take some time out of your day. Now, I have Travis here. And Travis, I don't know if you heard the show at all prior to us calling you. At the Alligator Enduro, I've decided that Road 25 was by far the fastest row of the race. Because you were on Road 25. Travis, Cole Hensley, and James King, you guys were all there. Now, do you remember just roosting Travis? He said that's all you ever did to him was just park it right in front of him and just roost him. Is that true?
That is actually very true.
Is it no comment? No.
Yeah.
So I guess how did the race, that Alligator Enduro, go for you? And because you're racing Pro 2 in there, right?
Yeah. Yep. I raced the Pro 2 class. So the Alligator for me went pretty okay. Didn't really have any get-offs, anything like that. Throughout the day, rode pretty smooth and consistent. And at the end of the day, going into the last test, I was actually sitting in second and was right on first. And ended up in the last test, I ended up crashing, and I ended up finishing third in Pro 2. But overall, it was good. I'm still learning a lot in the Enduro. So Sumter was actually my second ever Enduro. I did one Enduro last year when I first joined the Beta USA team because I had never done one.
Really?
And then, so this is really my first time ever doing the Enduros. And Alligator was technically my third ever Enduro I've done.
So did you grow up doing D17, or what was your home series growing up?
So, the District 17 series was a big one. Bill Gussie's series, the OMA, and then his local series, the MXC series. And then there was another one called the WFO series, which is put on by Ron Whipple. Those were all kind of what I grew up, the woods riding and stuff like that. And then as I progressed, I started running, it's called Megacross, which is run by Garahan Ward and his family, and they put on a motocross. It's Megacross, and you race motocross underneath the lights, basically. And they got me more familiar with the motocross scene and stuff like that, and that led into the Byron Motorsports, the Nuclear Series, and then, of course, doing the still Bills, the District 17, MXC, WFO, and OMA, and it kind of progressed a little. OMAs were mainly like the out-of-state series that we did until I got more into the A class, and that's when we started going to the Indiana route for like the IXCRs and Crossroads and stuff like that.
So then I guess you've done a ton of just hair scramble racing, right? And then
yeah.
So do you do in some motocross as well?
Mm-hmm. Primarily it was all woods growing up, and then as I got older on the bigger bikes, it was still mainly woods, but we also did a lot of motocross racing.
Really? And then I guess so that would really definitely help with your just overall speed. But in some ways that can kind of hurt you, I guess, motocross going from that to enduros. What's kind of one of your, I guess, weaknesses you see that you're working on for the enduros?
One of the weaknesses, my biggest weakness, I think, that I have for the enduros is I struggle getting comfortable going as fast as I can without knowing the trail. I'm getting a lot better at it, but that was something that I always kind of struggled with was going that first lap and going as fast as I could without knowing the trail, trying to read that trail and depict. I was always kind of hesitant, where with the enduros, you don't have time to be hesitant.
Yeah.
You have to charge as hard as you can and limit your mistakes. And that's one of the things that I'm trying to work on, and I think I'm getting better. Obviously, I improved from Sumter to the alligator enduro, but obviously we still have improvement because we're not in the center of that box.
Yeah. Travis, how about you? I mean, is that something you kind of experienced too?
Yeah, definitely. That's one of the big things for me is just staying off the ground and like limiting like mistakes.
Okay.
Sure.
Because what for both of you, I guess GNCCs. You don't get a sight lap on that, do you?
Mm-mm.
So, I guess, Cody, do you do better like on subsequent laps, or you think everybody's kind of in the same boat with you on lap one, or how does that? I mean, if you're not getting a sighting lap, same with OMAs, I believe. Do you feel comfortable on the first lap, or you're just kind of on edge the whole time?
With the GNCCs, it's a little bit different. We're able to bike the track and stuff Saturday on the mountain bikes or walk it. So you have a rough estimate, but it seems like in XC3 and even in the 250A ranks, amateur ranks, that first lap is kind of, I mean, in every class, I believe it goes this way. That first lap, not everyone goes 100%. It's kind of you kind of feel out the course, and then usually lap 2 through 4 is where we normally run our fastest lap times. And then obviously as the track deteriorates more, the lap times will start to drop in some tracks. Sometimes they get faster.
Yeah.
But a lot of the times the course gets so rough within that 3 hours that a lot of the times the lap times do drop towards the end.
So Travis, at the Steel Creek, I think, did you get the whole shot?
Yeah. I did.
And then you were leading for a while?
Yeah.
How does that, being in the lead, and I mean, you really can't take it. I don't know. Do you find yourself pushing harder because you're in that position, or do you think you try to take it a little easier and just ride your race?
Yeah, I wasn't in the lead for very long, unfortunately.
No?
I went about maybe a mile and then crashed, and about 4 of them got away from me. So
this whole crashing thing.
So yeah,
you need to
I
do
do
less
with the
of it.
crashing thing. I'd probably have a lot more success if I'd stay off the ground.
Well, at least was it the previous GNCC? Nathan, another local guy took Travis. Or not? I don't know. Did he take you out, or he just kind of fell down right in front of you?
I definitely took him out.
You took him out.
Yeah, it was 2 Missouri boys, both Maryville Power Sports.
They were running 1 and 2.
Got the whole shot, and he was right behind me. I was like, sweet. And my dad right before the race, he's like, hey man, there's some pretty sketch, like slick routes. I'm like, I don't need to go look at them. I know what I'm doing, and I crashed.
Your dad knows,
and took Nate out with me. So.
Yeah,
that was awesome. I was glad I could do that.
Now, how did your start go, Cody, this last weekend?
Last weekend was not a good start for me. I slid a bit too far into the corner, and then when I went to kind of accelerate after the first corner, I slid a little. And I think I was like second to last going to the second corner. But going into the woods, I was about 5th. I was in the 7th, around there, but before we kind of got to the end, because right away we jumped into kind of a straightaway section, a whoops section in the woods. I made my way up to 5th, so it wasn't too bad. I minimized the damage, but it was not a very pretty start at all.
Yeah, you see whoops then with your motocross, you're like, I got this. And so
yeah, it's definitely good. All that the training on the motocross and stuff, I think it really helps relate to stuff that you can do in the woods loops. Whether that be jumping something differently than another person, or say you're going through the whoops and something goes wrong with the bike, instead of kind of freezing up if you don't have the experience on that. With the motocross kind of training, you have a more sense of control when you're kind of faced with those obstacles.
Yeah. What's kind of interesting is I know there's, I forget who I interviewed earlier, but, they're doing more motocross just to get used to more speed, right, to get to that next level. and it's kind of like the opposite for you. Like, yeah, I got that speed. I got that raw speed. I just need to get more used to these sight laps and more of the feel of the woods, I guess. For you, is what it kind of sounds like. It's like the complete opposite of I forget who it was, but you kind of have the exact opposite problem almost. That's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, just working on that sprint speed. I mean, even when we would do the 30-minute motos with Scott and Mike, it seemed like every time we would go, my first 5 laps would be horrible. I'd make tons of mistakes, and Mike and the other kids that we were having training, they would all pull a gap. And as the moto went on, I started doing better, and I would be able to run better lap times and do good, where those first 5 laps killed me. I mean, I made so many mistakes. So a big part of that was, like you said, those sight laps and being smooth right off the bat has been something that I've been working on. The speed thing, I knew from last year that my speed was there. I had been battling for the front, but a lot of what Scott helped me with this year was a lot more form in the corners and carrying a lot more speed in the corners, which I think I improved a lot on. I feel a lot better in the corners. I don't feel like I'm making as many mistakes, and I'm much more smoother in the corners, carrying more a constant flow, as you would say. So that's one of the things that I really think he helped me with, was my technique of riding.
That's kind of interesting to hear you say that, because a lot of people ask me, and then I've asked the same question to many other people, is like, what's one thing that kind of separates the not even the fast from the slow, but the fast C from the beginner C, and it's just carrying speed through corners.
Yeah.
And it's really, Cody, to hear you say that still as a super fast guy that's just got done winning XC3 this past weekend, say carrying speed through corners, that's something that I'm still like struggle with. And so it kind of hurts me, but it gives me hope that I still have a chance to maybe not get up to that A or whatever, that it's like, it's not just me. There's people out there that still struggle that are super fast. So that's awesome.
I mean, no matter what skill level you are, I mean, corner speed is something that you can always improve on. And I remember going to Ironman one year, and Chase Sexton, who runs Supercross, was one of my friends he was kind of local. He didn't grow up too far away from me, and I had rode with him before. And he went to Ironman and completely waxed everyone in the super mini class. Overall the race. And I talked to him after the race, and he said, that I was fast, but he said, not to be rude, but your corner speed sucks.
Oh.
He said, you got to look at it this way. If I'm, a quarter of a second faster than you in every corner on the track, or half the corners on the track, how many corners out on that track are there?
Yeah.
He said, if you do the math, he said, I'm putting a minute or so a lap. A minute is an extreme, but he said, if you can carry that extra speed, be smoother in those corners than your competition, he said, the amount of corners out on that track, he said, you're adding up the time, you're adding up the seconds.
That's exactly how it's explained to me. Steve Levan is the one that first told me about it and like sent that light bulb off on me. So Steve Levan around here, I don't know if he's done the National Enduros forever, but he puts on a series around here called the More Series. And so I asked him that question, and he was like, yeah, exactly what you said. Look how many corners there are in the course, and if you can get a 10th of a second each one, that's time. He says more important than trying to do anything hard or anything like that. It's corner speed. So awesome to hear you say that. It really reinforces some of the things that I feel. So like, I'm not all wrong. So, so Steel Creek was last week, and the week before with the previous GNCC, you also won that. Tell me a little bit, what race was that, if you can recall? I can't. And then what were some of the highlights of that race for you?
So round 2 was the general GNCC in Georgia, and that one was really good to me. I had got done training with Scott the week. Well, actually, that last week, that was our last week with Scott. I went down to Georgia that Thursday, I think, and I tested, made sure everything was good on the bike, and went to Georgia. You know, I was frustrated with how Florida went, having a mechanical and charging from 7th to 2nd at Florida, and so going into it, I was pretty fired up. I got off to a pretty good start. I believe I was 3rd, and we passed. It was me and Jason, and we passed for 1st and 2nd early the first lap, and I kind of was behind him for the first 2 laps, and then once we gassed, I was able to make the pass for him, and basically I just pushed as hard as I could the whole race. And that one was, you know, it was a really good starting point for me to know that I had that speed and I had the fitness to push for that long, and ended up winning Georgia by, I think, 5.5 minutes in XC3.
Wow.
So to have that confidence, knowing that I could push that hard for that long, and knowing, you know, watching Jason ride and knowing where suits were, you know, it gave me a good idea of what to expect for the next, you know, the whole rest of the season. And like I said, I rode good in Georgia. I think a big thing for me there was line selection. I thought I did a really good job at selecting the different lines that weren't as rough. And I think a big factor with me learning that was from the sprint enduros, actually. Doing their cross test and enduro test, trying to figure out how to miss the braking bumps and straighten out the corners. And I just kind of tried to carry that into Steel Creek, which Steel Creek I knew was going to get super gnarly. It does every year. I don't know how that place gets so gnarly. It's unreal to me how chopped out and whooped out that place gets. And I knew it was just going to be a long race in Steel Creek. And we ended up going for 7 laps, which I think we finished at 3 hours and 26 minutes. It was a long race, and just tried to ride smooth. And that one it was really easy to crash there. You could hit one of the braking bumps wrong going down the hill and end your day super quick. So luckily, my Beta suspension works awesome. Bryce, that does our suspension at Beta, had my suspension working awesome, and was able to come out with the win on that one as well.
Right on. And then, so you're riding a Beta 125. I guess you probably don't qualify for that Beta 125 challenge or whatever it is for the National Enduros.
No. Yeah, I got called out on the when we went to California for the dealer show and they introduced their new bikes that I was out of contention for that one.
Yeah. Do you race the 125 at the National Enduros, or are you on something different?
I actually raced the Beta 250 RR at the National Enduros in the Pro 2 class.
Yeah. Because I was thinking that would kind of put you at a disadvantage in the Pro 2 on the 125.
Yeah. Last year when I ran, I think it was the Mud Toppers Enduro possibly in Indiana last year.
Okay.
I raced the 125 in that. And the 125 with the National Enduro, it's just hard to judge the gearing and stuff, you know, especially at a National Enduro. And that 250 has a little bit more leeway with that. You're able to, you know, if you come out of the corner in, you know, a gear too high, you can clutch it once or twice and you're up to RPMs. Where the 125, if you come out of the corner in the wrong gear, you know, you can't afford to. The 125, it's so particular.
Yeah.
So the 250 is definitely a big advantage running in that Pro 2 class.
Okay. So yeah, Travis here. So I haven't mentioned this yet, but so when I first started racing, I only been racing Cody for about 3-4 years now. I'm fairly new to the sport, and I remember going to races, and there's this little kid on this green bike, and you could hear him coming, and you're like, oh yeah, there's Travis coming. And so, because what was your Kawasaki?
It's just a KX100.
A 100?
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, he rode that thing so hard. It was awesome. And just because you'd come around these corners just pinned, it seemed like, and you just clutch and, to slow down, you would clutch and not really let go of the throttle. But I imagine that's kind of how you got to race the 125 as well.
Definitely.
Especially. So how Travis was saying, you're not a short dude or a small guy. How tall are you, Cody?
I'm 6'4".
You're 6'4". Seriously. How much do you weigh? Can I ask?
160, 165, 160.
You do? Okay, so you're a tall, lean dude. I'm 6'3". Well, I've gained some weight. I'm about 180 now. But yeah, all through when I was your age, I was 6'3" and like 165. So yeah, I know how you feel.
Yeah.
So you're not by any means a light dude on a little 125 and just tearing it up.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, the 125 you do have to ride aggressively. You definitely just have to hit your marks the whole time. We're a little bit luckier. The GNCCs are a little bit more open, so it's not as bad as like a tight technical track on a 125 would be, where you really have to clutch it and everything. The GNCCs, you're kind of able to flow a bit more, so you don't have to I guess necessarily struggle to keep it on the pipe.
Yeah.
So to say, you're able to flow and keep it up on those RPMs. That way, it's still that crisp snappiness, even when you're in that third, fourth gear going through the woods. But yeah, definitely being one of the taller competitors, I wouldn't say it's a huge disadvantage, but I can definitely see where being lighter helps on the 125s. The Beta 125 is awesome. It has a super strong motor. They did an awesome job in the 2019 125s, but I mean, there's still points where the lighter guys are still pulling me down straightaways. But to me, that just means that there's other places, even with me being bigger and me being able to stay with those guys, it means that in my other points of riding, whether it be the corners, how I'm hitting different stuff differently, is I'm doing something right for me in my mind.
Awesome. So Travis, for you, I guess riding the 100 like you were, would you say that the racing around here would it be closer to a GNCC or like the National Enduro style trails?
Oh, definitely closer to a National Enduro.
It'd be definitely closer. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the GNCCs you can almost drive a truck. I mean, not drive a truck, but I mean they're all quad friendly, so they're all very open. And around here, we like to ride the spud cut stuff where it's extremely tight and extremely slow. So definitely closer to a National Enduro where they're also very tight, and you get some first gear sections where you're just doing some wiggling through some trees.
That wears me out faster than anything else.
Definitely.
Oh, so Cody, so outside of racing, you work for G2 Ergonomics, is that right?
Yeah. I started working there when I was a junior in school, I would say. So maybe even before that. Yeah.
So they're local to you then, where you live.
Yeah, they're about 10 minutes away from my house where I live in Sterling.
So were you just please give me a job here, or do they? I mean, I don't know. So I mean, how did that work out? And then I guess it's probably going pretty well since they're keeping you around for a few years at least.
Yeah. So started out when I was racing super minis and stuff. We were sponsored by them, and then coming up, I believe I was 15 or so. They were looking for help. And my dad had always gone in there and got the hand guards. They make hand guards, throttle tubes, and things of that sort. So we would always go in there, get hand guards and stuff like that, and they were looking for someone to help them out during the summer. And so I went there, and obviously I did well enough. I didn't suck too bad at the job, and they hired me back, and I mean that was 4 years ago. Wow. And when I graduated from high school in senior year, I worked there full time throughout the whole entire 2017 season of 258 at GNCC, and all of last year, and then I go there and help them out still this year. But the biggest thing that is the coolest part about working with Sam and Gary at G2 Ergonomics is how understanding they are about me racing. So with a normal job, I wouldn't have been able to take off 3 months and go train at Florida. So they see what I'm doing in racing. They see where I'm going, where I'm trying to go, I guess I should say, and they're 100% behind me. And that's one of the best things about that job is how supportive they are about that. Yeah. And then, I meet so many good people through that industry of working. I got to meet, tons of the teams that G2 Ergonomics sponsors with, throttles, handguards. I mean, they sponsor, the whole Teely Energy team at GNCC, the Ampro Yamaha, Babbitt's Kawasaki. They sponsor a lot of people, and that really opened up the door for me to meet them and build a connection with those guys through, G2.
Yeah, because that's kind of your role at the company, that is the sponsorship and support program. Is that right?
Yeah, yep. I'm actually the sponsorship guy at for them. So even though I was down in Florida training, I was still doing the rider support and stuff for them. Any emails, anything like that for rider support, I was still fully engaged in all of that stuff. So, and then once I came back home, I actually came home Monday. I started helping them out again, getting them caught up on everything because I was gone for 3 months. So they have some orders backed up for me to do.
So I have a question for you in a second, Cody. But Travis, this kid over here, I think it's Ashton Allen, really wants to know what 100 that were you rated? It was a Kawasaki KX100.
Yeah, Kawasaki KX100 that I rode.
And then I like Nathan Rector's comment here. I don't know if you saw that or not, but he says you need to cut your hair.
Yeah, I saw that. I was being sure to pet it a lot.
Oh, okay, good. So, Cody, I had an excellent question.
Got distracted.
Oh, that's what it was. No, so yeah, I did some because I was wanting to interview you, right? Get you on the show and talk to you, and so I saw that you worked at G2 Ergonomics. So I was like, I was learning more about G2 Ergonomics, and I went to the website and to contact us, and I was like, oh, so if I need to get hold of Cody, there's his email address. And so I was like, so like, well, okay, well, I didn't want to resort to that. I didn't want to go full on stalker mode, almost, but but no, I thought that was pretty cool. I don't know. So that's pretty cool. You get to meet, I guess, a lot of the people in the industry and just get to know people, and then they get to know you, which really can hopefully pay dividends in the future for you, especially. So
yeah, definitely with like meeting all the teams and stuff like that, that opens up, an opportunity for me to build a relationship, whether that, builds on anything in the future, however it works out. They at least can put a picture of, they can at least know who I am, instead of, just being, the kid that works at G2, when I do good at the race, say, they think, oh, well, that's the kid that dropped us off handguards earlier today, So it kind of...
And then destroyed us on the racetrack. Yeah.
yeah. Hopefully they said that.
Yes. Well, I mean, what you got... So on a 125, I think you're, 14th or 15th overall this past weekend?
Yeah, I think actually, it was right around there. I think I was actually 6th 16th, I think was what it ended up being. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty bad, terrible. I mean, out of 1,000 some odd riders.
yeah. Well, not too bad. We're right up there. I like to look at we're in the top 20 every race. Where last year when we were in XC3, there was races where we struggled to get top 20.
Yeah.
And now I know Jesse at Florida finished 13th overall. So, I mean, that's close to a top 10. So if any of us get into the top 10 overall, it would be insane.
Yeah.
I definitely think that, myself, Jesse, Jason Thomas, I think we're all capable of it, but it's going to have to be a phenomenal ride. I mean, we're going to have to have what, yeah.
For that type of racing, you're at a disadvantage with half the displacement, so, or more.
Yeah. Yep.
So, yeah, that would be amazing. And so, no, I think, 16th even still an excellent result, just considering the fact that you're on a 125. I mean,
yeah, thank you.
So, a quick question about being 6'5". Have you ever done a hard enduro or an extreme race of any sort?
No, I have not. I mean, I guess you could classify Bill Gussie puts on the Moose Run, that 100 miler. That's sort of similar to a hard enduro race. I know, it kind of falls into that category of the gnarly, huge logs. Super rutted ravines where you go in and there's 5+ bikes stuck. That would be the closest thing I've done to a hard enduro. I think with beta, it's going to open up kind of a little bit more door to try those type of things. And I was actually going to do one on the date of, I think it was the second sprint enduro. I forget which one it was.
That wouldn't have been the rev limiter down in Texas, would it?
Yeah, it was actually the rev limiter. I was going to go to that one, but it ended up not lining up correct. I forget. I don't think I could get plane tickets. It was going to be like an outrageous price for me and I was in Florida, so it was you would not have liked it,
because it would have ended up being, it was cold and wet and super slick. Coming from Florida, you'd be like, what is this? So
yeah, exactly. So instead of that, I went to the sprint enduro, and did pretty well there. I finished second in Pro 2 there.
It just seems like, but the reason I ask is it seems like I'm again, I said it earlier, but I'm 6'3", and I think one thing that helps me, it's not my skill by any means, but just the fact that I can touch the ground and sit on the seat, Yeah,
definitely the long legs definitely come in as a huge advantage when it gets tight and technical, and you can where shorter people struggle to, dab their foot, you have plenty of leg to work with there.
Yeah, Travis, do you no comment or?
Yeah, I'm about 5'5", so hard enduro is not something that I try to ride very often.
But however, you did. Well, we did the 100 miler, and Travis and I both qualified for the night race. Somehow I managed to actually qualify. Travis belonged there. I certainly did not. But no, so yeah, Travis caught up with me, and I tried helping you some in the something special.
I remember.
That was scary, by the way.
Yeah.
You kind of ride when you're stuck. You tend to hold it wide open like you did the 100.
That happens.
And I'm trying to push his back in, and I'm just afraid something's going to explode in my face. But no, it was because it was something. There's a race here locally, like after Thanksgiving, called the 100 miler. It's 100 miles in one day over 3 separate races, and it gets progressively harder. And it's a night race, and so Travis was there, and it was a challenge. But it was fun, and I'm looking forward to the future years. But no, yeah, Travis was quite a show, and I just remember your sprocket hitting, or something was hitting rocks and just throwing some fun sparks, and there was a pretty good video of it. I forgot who got it, but no. So, anyways, Cody, your Instagram is what? Cody Barnes 099.
Yep.
So is 99 a number you've had for a while, and kind of like that's like your number, or what's?
Yeah. So originally that was picked out by kind of what me and my dad did, all the way from back in 50s. That was actually I'm pretty sure that was the beginning number that I ever raced with, and it was cool. Me and him came up with it, so it was actually my birth year, 99. Pretty cheesy, but that's always what we've gone by, and as cool as it would be to run like what you get for a national number, your nationally ranked number for GNCC. So many people know me from back home as 99, so that I kind of like to keep it that way, that way that people know who I am instead of switching it up every year.
So around here, like in the Missouri Hare Scramble Series, 0 to 49, I think, is the AA class. Do you think you could pull it? You think if you came down here to race and like, look, 99 is kind of my thing. Do you think you could pull off, like you could get an exception waiver for that?
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. They'd probably be like, no, we don't even know who you are. Get in the line.
Like, I'm Cody Barnes, man. XC3. No?
I don't know if I'd be able to pull it off.
I'd vouch for you, all right? I'd vouch for you.
Well, I appreciate it.
So, Cody, before you go, sponsors you want to give a shout out to? We've already mentioned Beta USA, awesome bikes. If anybody here is watching and you're in Missouri, definitely check out Bonecutter Beta. They're up in California, Missouri, near Jeff City. Awesome people to work with. They're racers in addition to selling dirt bikes, in addition to selling dirt bikes. And then you also, G2 Ergonomics, I guess, is a sponsor for you, I'd imagine, as well. Who else gets you out to the races?
Definitely my parents. I mean, they sacrificed so much for me over the years, and, without them, I wouldn't even be in this position, that I am today. And then, like you said, the whole Beta USA team, Kenda Tires, HBD Graphics, Enduro Engineering, my personal sponsors, Bell Helmets, EKS Goggles, TCX Boots, Moose Racing, FMF, Motul, Peterson Chiropractic, Fortune Cycle, Spencer Automotive, Vintage Mechanical, all my friends and family back home, that always check in on me during the races, keep track of me. When we're at the GNCCs, Scott Bussinger for helping me out this winter, training me. Rodney Smith, our team manager at Beta, for all his wisdom. It really helps a lot when he's at the races. He won 5 GNCC titles, so to have his wisdom on the team, it's awesome. And there's a ton of more people that are on the Beta team that support us, that I can't think of, but I just, I can't thank everyone enough this year that are behind me, supporting me.
That's awesome. So you mentioned a chiropractor. Do you go him like on a regular basis, or like, man, I really felt like gotten real good familiar with a tree and like help me out, or how does that work?
I found actually when I was younger, I got connected with this chiropractor. I was having some back problems, and as I got more into shape and more into training, I found that I didn't need to go as regularly, as much. Because when your back muscles, like he explained to me, when your back muscles get in better shape, it kind of helps keep everything in line. Occasionally I'll have, those nasty crashes like you said, and I'll have to go. And that's when, it really does make a difference. There will be days where, like, after a gnarly crash, I'll barely be able to, like, bend down. My hips will hurt and stuff. And I'll go in there and he'll adjust, my hips, say your hip would be out of place or you have something out of place. And then sure enough, the next day or even a little bit after, you're able to bend down and, touch the ground however it was. So he definitely has been a really big help in my career. If I have any injuries, I had some problems with my wrist. And then when he helped adjust that, gave me some like exercise, like stretches and stuff like that to help loosen the wrist up, and or even when sore muscles and stuff, I can go in there and they do electric stem, it's called, and basically it stimulates the muscles.
Yeah, little electric
and,
pulses.
Yeah, and it helps loosen it up. And he's been a super big help in my career. So if you guys are ever in the Sterling, Illinois area, make sure to give Dr. Peter. Be sure to give Peterson Chiropractic a look into. The guy's awesome, super friendly dude. So he's been, like I said, he's been a huge help in my career.
Travis, I don't know. Do you ever had back problems?
No, not really. One time I hurt my wrist and went to the chiropractor.
I just want to say, so, you know, that is something you can be thankful. Like, okay, it's cool being 5'5", because it seems like the taller people, we tend to have more back problems because we just have more leverage and it just tears us up. Yeah. So, yes, I know where you're coming. And then, yes, like you were saying, balanced body, fitness, conditioning, tend to get less injuries. But anyways, Cody, thank you for joining us this evening. I do appreciate your time, and I will continue to follow and root for you. And next time you lap me, I'll try to make sure I stay well out of your way. And,
no worries. I greatly appreciate you letting me come on the show and be a guest. And, you know, I really appreciate, you know, you taking the time out of your show to interview me as well.
Awesome. Well,
before we go, I just want to ask Cody, so I was really excited to be on your row at Florida, the National Enduro. I was like, man, this guy's going to be ripping really hard. And then we get to the first corner, and I see Cody laying on the ground.
That didn't go as planned. I think I was too focused on trying to go fast, and then I stuffed the front end right in that first corner and fell down. I was like, oh, well, that's a good way to start the day. I hope the rest of the day doesn't go like that.
Yeah, you corrected it and went by going very fast, but I just thought it was hilarious that you can go and get 15th overall at GNCC, and I see him on the ground. And I was like, man.
Yeah, well, you can say that you passed me then.
I guess that's true. Yeah.
I felt definitely that was I was slapping myself on the head for that one. That was first test of the day, and I was already on the ground within the first corner. So I was like, yeah, good way to start off the day.
Yeah. All right. Anything else? That's it. All right. It's all you're allowed to ask anyways. So that was it. No, I'm joking. So, Cody, thank you. And we'll talk to you later, okay?
Yep. You guys have a great night. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye. Nice guy.
Yeah, he is.
So I guess did you talk to him much during the National Enduro?
Yeah, I talked to him a little bit, not very much. He was pretty focused most of the day.
Laser focused.
Yeah, he was in it. He was not. Yeah,
not quite as cheerful as he is with us just now.
No, he's not that talkative.
No. Okay, so coming up this weekend, where are you going to be?
I'll probably be at the Hillbilly.
Okay.
Bolivar, I think, got
moved. So if you're watching this, you aren't aware already. Sparta, no go. I guess rain, stuff like that, washed out more time than we have to, or they have to fix it. So it got moved up to Kilburn Woods, which, is it V or Y? It's just south of Bolivar, Highway Y or V, east like 2 miles. If you want to go to the race, it's an awesome place to be. It's good for spectators. There's a nice little creek and go down there. So if you've never been to a hare scramble and you're wanting to go and you're watching this, I'm surprised you haven't been, or listening. But it's an awesome place to go, and I'm looking forward to it. It's a challenging place. It's definitely not smooth. It's probably more closer to your GNCC when it comes to smoothness. Definitely. But it has some slick rocks and just it has a lot of different stuff, and I'm looking forward to it. And I'm hoping to wrap up the B vet. I got to get 5th or better. And
you can do it.
I'm home. Oh man, yes, I hope so. I had handlebar issues last time, so I got to go check through everything and make sure I can finish the race at a consistent and just finish.
Yeah.
Because I got 6th there, the previous Hillbilly. So. And then what else you got planned for the rest of this year?
I'm going to try...
we already talked about that, didn't we?
Yeah, I think so.
But anyways, I think we're going to wrap it up. Oh, what other... So if you're not a Southwest Missouri guy and you're not going to the Hillbilly this weekend, don't get upset. There's tons of other racing going on still. Unfortunately, really, I was wanting to. I'm competing in the blackjack this year.
Oh, okay.
And so the 111 is actually an Okie sprint. It's co-sanctioned with the blackjack enduro. That's going on in Oklahoma. You can type in Okie sprint on the internet thing, or you can type in blackjackenduro.org on the internet thing, and you'll find out about that. If that's not your thing, Arkansas cross country is also racing this weekend. And if that's not your thing, you can travel out east. Nope. I thought there was a sprint enduro. This weekend. Yeah, there is. Yeah, there's a full gas sprint enduro this weekend as well. So there's a lot of good racing this week. I'm looking forward to following some of the results in the full gas and see if Caleb Russell continues. I think Thad Duvall's been giving him some fits as well. But no, that's a fun series to watch. And so lots of good racing this weekend. I hope I see you all out there because, well, that's the best place to be, right?
Definitely.
Out there with your friends.
That's right.
Racing dirt bikes, talking dirt bikes, and just having fun. That's what it's all about. So anyways, Travis, anything else? Any words of wisdom, parting words of wisdom here?
I don't think I have anything. I mean, nope, that's about it.
No?
I think that's it.
All right. Well, Travis, thank you for coming on today. I greatly appreciate it. I'm glad you had to actually text Noah. I'm like, Noah, how do I get a hold of Travis? And so he gave me your cell phone number, and that's how I ended up texting you. Perfect. And so, yeah, so I was one way or another, I was going to get a hold of you. But no, really glad you could join us today, and hope to have you on in the future. And yeah, so anyways, Perfect. That's it. This is Why Rush Racing, Enduro Talk with Travis Renaud, Charlie Hawkins. We're signing out. See ya. Bye.